Hey everybody, and welcome to the 10.0 test server. This is one of my first matches of the Rampage game mode in here. I usually don't get to play this on NA West because there's just never enough people in the queue to form a match. I decided this would probably be a pretty good environment to test out some of the new tanks, and also to test out the game mode itself. So what we are looking at here is the Centurion Action X. It's more or less a Cent 7 hull. It has a turret kind of similar in design to the FV4202's, but it's a little different. The armor on the turret's actually quite decent. A lot of it does come from the slopes. The hull armor is pretty much unchanged as far as I'm aware. The biggest change is the mobility. Look at how quickly this thing goes. Not only is it fast, it gets up to speed almost instantly, as we're used to from the Centurion. It'll top out at around 53, 54 kilometers an hour. It will get to that in seconds, and you can see for yourself just how well it turns. This thing grips the ground on a level that the T-62 can only dream of. It is a fantastically mobile tank. Now, worth noting, for this test iteration, I have not had the usual lag I get on the test server. In fact, it's been almost like playing on the NA server for me, which is nice. You will see me using auto aim a fair bit, but that's partly due to the chaotic nature of this game mode, and partly just out of habit. On the test server, usually I don't manual aim so much because it's difficult with the lag. Now, the gun on this is the same L7A1 we're used to from the Cent 7-1, the FV4202, and the Charioteer. However, it aims extremely quickly. It also fires quite fast. Very good rate of fire on this tank. Look at that gun handling. Like, this is just fantastic. And you can see why I said previously that I think the STB has been usurped from its throne of best general purpose tier 10 medium.
Permission to engage.
The tank spins like a top. The turret traverse is also quite good. You get the excellent view range you'll be used to from Centurions. Here we can see me failing to use an artillery consumable. So, a 1-2-1 being up in your face is not the kind of thing you want. That big gun does a lot of damage. But, with the Bat Chat coming in to finish him off, I'm able to then survive and work on the Bat as he goes to reload. Now, if you look down the bottom of the screen, you can see the different ammo types. I'm loading a Hesh shell now. It's not the good Hesh. It's the same kind of Hesh that the normal Cent gets for a silver round. However, it will work against Bat Chats, which is why I'm using it. The gold round on the Centurion Action X is a heat round, 330 pound, I think. So that's the big complaint that a lot of people had with the 4202, is it didn't have a viable gold round. Well, now this thing does. Get ready to call more artillery. I call it on my own position and try and bait a 1-2-1 into it. But with limited success. Of course, that was inevitable. But I mean, you can see just how well this thing handles. This is a fantastic vehicle, and I'm really, really excited that it's finally going to be put in the game. The 4202 has, of course, been moved down to tier 8. It's now a premium. I haven't had a chance to play the 4202 on the test server. I don't think it's available, at least not to non-super testers. But you can already see its stats if you look in Tank Inspector. It's in the existing client files for 9 points, whichever version we're up to, 9.10 I think. You may be able to tell I haven't played for a while. I start working on this Type 5 Heavy, shooting him in the shoulder plates where that tank is quite weak. But I fuck up my last few shots and run away. I do have artillery, however, and he's down to just 2 hit points, so that's pretty much him done. It's a really fast-paced game mode. Sure enough, I cleaned him up. A lot of the time you will get kind of shitty spawns. You'll spawn in the middle of a firefight and get done in before you can actually get a shot off. It happens. So you might have a few pretty bullshit deaths, but you can kind of recoup it later in the game. The real skill in this game mode, as I throw away the points to a Waffenträger, appears to be judging when the best time is to jump into a fight. It's a game mode for opportunists. You wait for enemies to engage each other and then just dive in and clean up. It's a really fast-paced mobile game mode. You need to be constantly on the move. If you try and sit still in camp, people will just bomb you. And even if they don't bomb you, they'll come and, box you in and deal with you that way. So it's quite a lot of fun. If you didn't see my previous videos of actually playing this on the live server, I had this issue where my game would crash every time I'd try and respawn. I don't think it was mod related, because I'm pretty sure I disabled all my mods and still had the same issue. Well, whatever issue that was, I'm not having it on the test server, which is good news. I am getting other crashes, which appear to be unrelated to that one, but that issue at least is gone. So I can play this and have some fun. Like I said, it's all about movement in this game mode. You can't afford to sit still, it's just a bad idea, you'll die horribly. I see an opportunity at this bat chat, so I dive in. Finding lone damaged enemies like this is pretty much the best setup you can hope for. The other is what's going on here, which is finding 2 or more enemies already engaging each other who will not be paying any attention to you. Unfortunately, I am unable to finish off the scent, but I get ready to drop some arty. I'm now reloading in a very bad place to reload. And the enemy sent Action X there sees an easy kill in me, I suppose. I do dive on the repair area, but it's just too little too late. The 121 pushes in and collapses me. So far, rolling with 9,200 damage and 5 kills from only 2 deaths. It's not bad. I respawn in the Scent Action X. I was really heavily playing this thing just to get a feel for it, and I like what I see. I really, really, really like this tank. I'm also glad they added the gun kit to it. That was a small detail that I was really disappointed that the Cent 7.1 and FV4202 were lacking. You can see just how well this thing handles. It turns well, it stops well, it accelerates almost instantaneously. It's just a very, very agile tank. While it may not have the armor of a brawler, it has the agility of one, and you can really use that to your advantage. I round the corner into a Waffenträger. That would normally be fatal, but this guy appears to have crashed. I did notice a lot of people had crashed out when I was playing this game mode because their tanks were just sitting still, unresponsive. It's possible that they were being affected by the same issue I used to have. I'm really not sure. It's kind of janky.
Permission to engage.
You can see more of that great sanctuary and gun depression at work, coupled with the new great mobility of this tank. Just bucketing over hills, putting accurate fire into people is a fantastic feeling. It's really just a joy to play. Now, I do have a Waffenträger next to me. I also have an E4 up there. What I'd like to do is keep at least some cover between myself and the 2 tank destroyers, encourage them to shoot at each other, and then pick off the winner. So you can see me backing away here into a fold in the hills. For a running tally of damage, I'm now at 10,900. There's the Waffenträger and the E4. I get a shot on the Waffle, and then look for one on the E4. The Waffle seems to be AFK or target fixated, hard to tell which. Call an arty strike, so I can save a shell for the E4. Unfortunately I whiff it, but I'm able to take the Waffenträger down. nearing the winning score here. The winning score for this is 200 points. I'm sitting at 189 right now. So just a little more damage should net it for me. I see the crashed or AFK Waffenträger once again. He's still in the same place, so he hasn't been able to get back into the match yet. And why should I say no to free damage? As you can see, the Hesh shells in this are actually useful against things with no armor. When dealing with bat chats, it can kind of work. You just have to keep in mind that it's not 210 pen Hesh. It's just over 100. I think it's like 105 pen or something. So it's not brilliant, but it will do against bat chats. Overall impressions of this tank, it is absolutely fantastic, and it is a must-have. If you aren't really working too fast up the British line, I would be just going through it as fast as possible to get this thing, to be honest. I could see it being used in clan wars, absolutely. It's certainly going to be a fun tank for pub matches, and in this game mode it seems to be really, really strong. In fact, incredibly strong. The majority of players I saw playing this game mode were either in the Action X, the T62A, the E50M, the 121, or the Waffenträger E100, and out of all of those, I would say this was probably the most all-around effective tank. Sorry, IS-7s as well. There were quite a few IS-7s. But, you know, that's pretty much how it's going. The British finally have a really, truly relevant Tier 10 medium. As much as I like the old 4202, it just didn't really have a place in clan wars or competitive play. This thing will change that, I suspect. And if it doesn't, then I'll wonder why, because it is really a very strong vehicle. And it looks good, which is the most important thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. I was going to upload all 3 matches of Rampage in one go, but I kind of don't want to now, so I'll release them each separately. There's this one, and then 2 more following. So, with that said, I'll see you on the next video.